to use the restroom here at the state park. On my way through, I'll be hiking past this. My goodness, how gorgeous. So for Mother's Day, my wonderful husband gifted me with an overnight away from home, from the kids, from everything. And instead of checking into a hotel like a normal person and getting a manicure, I am in the woods and I am gonna hike as much as I possibly can in 2 days. So I am hiking on the Allegheny Front Trail. This trail is like a 50-mile loop. I'm not going to do the entire 50 miles because I only have 2 days, but I'm going to do portions of it and just generally enjoy nature, enjoy getting out, enjoy not having kids and responsibilities for a couple days. This trail is absolutely gorgeous so far. Not a lot of leaves on the trees, so you can kind of see out, and it looks like there's a few really nice vistas coming up, and it looks magical. I can kind of see it through the trees. So I am gonna stop yakking, start hiking, and hopefully see something pretty here. We've had some really intense rain here in Pennsylvania the last couple days, and it looks like my trail has become a river. So there's a little spring coming out of somewhere here. So, that's gonna be interesting. It said there might be stream crossings. I think we might have a stream trail. Okay, which way does the trail go? That looks like a pretty good trail going off that way. But this way has blazes. And no trail. Let's stick with the blazes and we'll see what happens. Well, scratch that. I wandered a ways on the non-trail until I became convinced that it was actually not a trail. So I'm coming back and I'm gonna go down this way, as it looks like on Gaia that this is following the track of where the trail is supposed to be. So, fingers crossed. Like, there's just clearly a trail here. It's gotta be right? I'll feel better once I see a blaze. Haha, we have a blaze. Thank you, Jesus. Whew, my legs are burning. Look how gorgeous this is. There's supposed to be a vista point up here, so I'm trying to get there while it's still looking magical. hovering right around 35 to 40 degrees, and I was cold, and my hands got really cold. So, thankfully, got my darn tufts, and I had some hand warmers, and now I've got hand warmers and my darn tufts, and I am just peachy. Looks like my trail is a river again. I think I'm gonna be getting a lot of that this trip. Pretty little stream, isn't it? Yeah, that is actually my trail. Floodwater really has things so swollen. You can tell, like, this is probably a bit of nothing in the summer. And look how pretty it is. I'm so happy because I hadn't caught this in flood stage. I would never know how pretty it is. Now I just got to figure out how I'm going to cross it. Whew! So I didn't find a spot that was like safe enough to jump across. So I had to walk through it. And now my shoes are soaking wet. Whew! What a rush. Thankfully it is a warm day. I'm wearing wool so my feet are warm even though they're wet. And we're on our way rejoicing. We moved here to Pennsylvania just about 4 months ago. And I love it here. I really do. Ever since we moved, I've just been kind of struggling to find myself. Like, just the transition and losing a entire group of friends and then trying to make inroads in a new place. And it's been challenging and dealt with a lot of depression and just really not by myself, and begged my husband to let me go on this hike, and it's crazy. Not more than a mile in, and I feel like I have this clarity. I know who I am, and I know what I'm here for. I know where I want to be and who I want to be. And this is why I do this. Because, yeah, it's crazy to ford streams that are swollen by flood and walk around with like all your stuff on your back, but I love it out here. And there's something powerful out here that you just can't find in the rat race. Anyway, enough of me rambling. Breakfast with a view. Walking along the trail and I heard this gurgling noise. trying to figure out what it is. Right under this rock, there must be a spring. And you can hear it so loudly gurgling up. And then you come along here, and it's flowing right to my trail. So cool. So I've come about 3 miles from where I parked, about 3.5 from where I parked. Trail is super cruisy right now. I'm loving it. It's just going across a flat here, and it's really, really nice trail. It's been kind of rocky. They call Pennsylvania Rocksylvania, so, you know, but right here is really nice. A couple trail runners came by, and they let me know, yeah, the trail's really nice here, and it's going to get really wet soon. So I don't know exactly which direction I'm going to go. I have a few different ideas, places I could go. The trail I had originally set out to do goes through a bog, and just considering how wet it's been, I feel like maybe a bog isn't the greatest place to hike. But we'll see. The plan today is to not have a plan, because I am a free woman and I do not have to abide by plans. So we'll see what happens. Well, found another branch of the Allegheny Front River going down my trail. Woo! It looks like it's going up to highland on the other side though. So let me get through this. My feet are soaked anyway, so it really doesn't matter at this point. So I'm about 5 miles in. I've kind of reached the crossroads where I need to decide like what I'm doing, and my options. The entire like Allegheny Front Trail loop is like 45 miles. I only have 2 days, and I am not in physical shape to do 45 miles in 2 days. So that's not an option. The second option is to continue the trail, which goes through the bog. As wet as everything is, I'm thinking I don't really want to go through the bog. The third option is to road walk up to the campground and meet the trail there. So basically what I'm doing is I'm cutting a straight line through the loop, the Allegheny Trail loop, and kind of just doing the east half of it. She'll be about 20 miles, which is a stretch for me, so should be good. So I'm thinking I'm going with option 3. I'm doing the road walk, and once I get through the road walk, it's another 2.5 or 3 miles up to meet up with the Allegheny Front Trail again. And once I get up there, there's some really nice campsites. So I'm thinking that's my goal for the day. We'll see how it goes. So the The Moshannon Trail is the one that I was gonna take up to the campground. So it looks like it's wet even on good days. So definitely skipping that one. Road walk, here we go. I think I made a good call on not doing that trail. Just walking along here, you can see how wet it is in there. It looks like it'd be really cool though, in a drier time. I bet there's a lot of wildlife and birds that you can see in there, so definitely have to check it out sometime when I come back. This has to be the saddest thing I have ever seen on the side of a road. This poor beaver. He must have gotten hit. I guess, I don't know, for some reason his tail is gone, but nothing else, and like, I don't understand. But he's a big guy. Such a beautiful creature. It's just so sad. Roadwalks go. This has pretty fantastic scenery, I have to say. Look at that. This is a seriously nice little state park in here. Black Moshannon, I have no idea, but this seems like a nice park. So I just finished eating lunch at the little state park. It's very nice. I have a bathroom to clean up stuff and throw out my trash and all that stuff. I've done about 8.5 miles today. And I could take a trail that goes down along a river, or I can road walk the last 3.5 miles up to where my campsite's gonna be. And I'm opting to road walk. As road walks go, this one's like an A+. You know, it's gorgeous scenery and it's dry, and I can see the river from the road. I just don't have to walk in the river. So there we go, 3.5 miles, and then I'm gonna camp. Whew. It has just been the perfect day. The perfect day. Like when I stopped for lunch, I got cold, I had to put on my puffy. But for walking, it's the perfect temperature and I'm not sweating. So honestly, couldn't be better. And the sunshine feels warm and it dried out my shoes. So anyway, see ya. place is like an enchanted forest. Like, yeah, it's wet, it's muddy. There's a lot of me heaving myself in my 30-pound backpack over like streams, but it's so pretty. Makes up for it. Totally makes up for it. It is refreshing. Oh my goodness. Thankfully stuff seems to be drying out pretty well today. So still worth it. So I'm about a mile from my campsite, I think, maybe a mile and a half. Probably a good thing. I'm starting to hobble a little bit. I've not been in very good shape, and I think I'm pushing mile 11 or 12. I haven't checked. So, whew, feels good though. Like there's pain that really just hurts, and then there's pain that's like, this feels really good because I'm building something, and it's gonna be worth it. That's kind of what this pain feels like. Hobbling my way to the campsite. Woo. Wow. So that last mile was a bit tough. Not gonna lie. I think if I had been listening to my body, I would have stopped at about 10 miles. I'm not in the best shape. But the campsite wasn't until 12 miles, so I kept going. And my hips were complaining pretty bad from the pack, but we made it. I kind of set up my tent, got my sleeping bag out, and crashed and slept for 2.5 hours. So I'm just kind of waking up, and I need to get up and filter some water and make myself some dinner. But it's just amazing out here. Beautiful little site under some hemlock trees, and water actually on both sides of me, because that's the way it's going out here. So anyway, but it was a good day. It feels really good to be pushed to the end of what I can do physically. Like, that is a feeling I have been missing a lot, and it's hard to get there with kids. So it was really amazing to have that, and I have about 9 miles to go tomorrow, unless it ends up being really, really bad, which it could. It could be really flooded in this area. So I'll kind of see how it goes. There is an option to road walk, and I could road walk 5 miles back. So if it's really bad, I'll do that. You know, walking on a wet trail is not great for the trail. So I have to keep that in mind too. But anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. And I'm gonna go get some dinner.
fried lentils with pasta sauce, dried dehydrated marinara sauce, over angel hair spaghetti. Morning. It was a little bit chilly last night, but I stayed warm enough inside my tent, and the sun is coming up, so I have hopes that it is going to get warm soon. It's supposed to be a little warmer today than it was yesterday, so that's a good thing. Just got my tent and campsite, something in there, packed up, and getting ready to hit the trail. So first, I have to cross this. So I think this stream is probably like a little bit of nothing generally. It's a little wide right now, so I'm thinking, because my shoes are soaking wet and kind of frozen from last night, I'm gonna wait and put them on once I get to the other side. I'm gonna keep my socks dry by just crossing in my flip-flops. So I'm psyching myself up for that. Here it goes. Oh, it's gracious. Okay. Ah, shoot. Lost a flip-flop in the mud. So thankful I have warm, dry socks to put on. Okay, heading to the trail. call this section of the trail the Rhododendron Tunnel, and I see why. This has to be absolutely phenomenal when these are all blooming. Definitely have to come back. And a stream crossing. Yay! Should I go up there? Or try to cross on the logs there? I think I'm going over here.
Well, I tried to keep my socks dry, but I am 10 minutes into my hike this morning, crossing a stream, and I fell in up to my knee on one side.
I didn't make it this far last night, but for future reference, this is an amazing campsite. It's right here, there's two rivers converging. It gets even more flooded down that way. The water's super high right now, but I'm sure when it's not, this is just an amazing place to stay.
So I've reached another crossroads. I just did about 1.5 miles to 2 miles along the river. The trail continues along the river for another 4 or 5 miles. It's really wet. It's really wet. And I'm really wet and I'm really cold. So I can take this trail up here and meet up with a road that will skirt around the mountain and meet me back up with the trail at a drier point. So it's gonna add a couple miles, make a long day, but I think it's gonna be worth it to stay dry. So, sad to leave the trail, but hopefully I can meet up with it later and let's get some road walking done. I packed my pack a little differently this morning. Realized right at the end of yesterday that I had put my sleeping bag down at the bottom and all my heavy like food and stuff was at the top, and it was pulling my back weird. So this morning when I packed up, I shifted everything around. It's so much more comfortable. Yay, because my hips were screaming yesterday. So it's the little things. Okay, I made it to the road. Here's to dry feet. Okay, disclaimer, not sponsored by Darn Tough Socks, but wow, I cannot say enough good things. This morning, I walked through an icy stream in flip-flops first thing. My feet were literal icicles when I put them in my socks. I could not feel my toes. And then I got soaked several times before I got up to where the road was. So my feet are not dry, but right now they are toasty. Like literally, I can tell that the socks are wet, but they are wicking the moisture away from my feet. And my feet are really warm, like really, really warm. And it's not warm outside. So honestly, so many good things to say. I'm a fan for life.
Breakfast of champions. So this could be a little concerning. I am hoping that this isn't a place where I'm able to get on trail and get around it. We'll see. At least I'm not road walking on that.
So I was just thinking, last night I was so wiped out, so exhausted. Like, I didn't take a video because it was just taking all my focus just to keep going. But I pushed my body farther than I should have, and I was completely wiped. And yet this morning, after giving myself a chance to rest and recover and recuperate, I was able to get up and have it. And I'm able to hike and I'm not in pain. And I have the energy that I need. And I'm getting it done. And it's just a really cool thing how our bodies are able to do more than we think that they can. It's kind of empowering. Now, will I be dead at the end of today? Yes. Yes, I will. I will definitely be dead. But I can recover again. And my body will be stronger and more physically fit for having done so. And I will feel better. And I will be mentally healthier. This is why I do this. It's crazy, but it's so worth it. So this is kind of interesting. I've been walking through this oak forest for a while now. And I got up to this section and they've planted a bunch of pine in it. Kind of looks like a Christmas tree farm. It just makes me curious, like, are they trying to change the ecosystem here for some reason? Is this a commercial area? I don't really know. Curious minds want to know. Well, hello there. So on the map, it looks like where the bridge is out is going to be further on from where the trail takes off. I had thought about road walking this all the way back to connect with my car, but considering the possibility of a bridge out, I'm going to go ahead and jump back on the trail here whenever I meet up with it. And then I got 4 more miles back to the car. Hopefully it's cruisy. We'll see. Based on the elevation on the map, it looks like the trail is at least 100 feet above the river, wherever it's close. Considering how flooded everything is, I don't know what that might look like right now, but fingers crossed. Hey! AFT in a blaze. Trail doesn't look too bad either. It looks kind of cruisy. Nothing to it but to do it. Stopped right here to filter some water, and this little tree was trying to get in my pants. I swear, even in the woods you can't escape it. Well, I found the point where the trail becomes a river again.
I still remember the day that you came. You were so little. For me it's just a day. Now you're all grown up, tall as a tree. sidelines will pass you by. And if you're standing on the sidelines wondering why, what's the worst thing that could happen if you tried? Well, you might fall, but then again, you might learn to fly. I see you're struggling with the troubles of youth, the hearts that you're juggling, this position of truth. And if you're worried that a chance will pass you by, don't be standing on the sidelines wondering why. What's the worst thing that could happen if you tried? Well, you might fall,
I'm hobbling, but I'll get there.
but then again, you might learn to fly. If you worry that a chance will pass you by, and don't be standing on the sidelines wondering why. What's the worst thing that could happen if you tried? Whoa, what's the worst thing that could happen if you tried? Well, you could fall, but then again, you might learn to fly.
And I'm not entirely hobbling, just like a little bit of hobbling. Yo, hello, parking lot. I see you, and I'm coming for you. I did it. It ended up being about 25 miles. And yeah, feels good. It's not like a huge number of miles, but that is more miles than I've ever hiked in that short of a period. So I'll celebrate it. Anyway, I'm gonna run to the bathroom here and freshen myself up a little bit before I head home. Thanks for joining me on my hike.